It's all about the books. Welcome to Utah's Bookshelf, the channel that's all about celebrating Utah's own authors, illustrators, and bookshops. Today we are going to be talking about Jessica Day George, and she was so nice to answer some questions for us today, and I learned a little bit more looking at her website. Always a great place to start is with an author's website to get to know more about them and their books, so let's get into it. So when she answered the question, where is your favorite place in Utah and why? Jessica started off by saying, other than my house, I really love my house. And I can definitely understand loving your own home more than any other place. Where is your favorite spot in your house? Mine is in my living room. It has all my comfy couches, the softest blankets, my books and TV, and it's where my family plays all our board games. Now, we can't visit Jessica's house, but we can visit another place that she likes in Utah. She just went to Zion National Park and said it was absolutely gorgeous. She loves geology, and seeing the rock formations and layers was really amazing. If you don't know, geology is the study of Earth. If you're super interested in studying rocks, minerals, and how they change over time, you might just consider becoming a geologist. Like most people, Jessica has more than one interest. According to her website, which is down in the description, she took 8 years of German, 4 years of Norwegian, and even studied Old Norse so that she could read the great Viking sagas in the original language. I didn't realize you could study and learn the Old Norse language, and I went down a rabbit hole with Dr. Jackson Crawford from the University of Colorado. If you also want to study Old Norse, I added his channel to the description. But for now, here's just a little snippet of Dr. Jackson Crawford's page.
Ægishjálmur, hann skal gjörast á blý og tryggja í enni sér þá maður á von á óvin sínum að hann mæti honum og muntu hann yfirvinna. Ægishjálmur. It must be made in lead and printed on one's forehead when a man has expectation that he might meet his enemy, and you will overcome.
Now back to Jessica Day George. She loves to knit, not just hats and scarves, but dog sweaters and purses too. She also plays the piano and viola, loves to travel and to watch movies. But more than anything, it's all about the books. I think that's so important to remember that you can have your thing, but that doesn't mean that's all you love or all you do. Now let's get into the books that Jessica shares with the world. Our next question is, if someone is just hearing of Jessica, which of her books would she suggest you read first? Jessica writes books for different age groups, which is so great because you can continue reading and loving her books as you grow up. If you are around 9 to 12 years old, she would recommend Tuesdays at the Castle, which is the first in a series. If you're a teen or adult, you can find Sun and Moon, Ice and Snow. So let's take a closer look at Tuesdays at the Castle. Now, one thing I appreciate about Jessica's author website is that each book has a description, why she wrote it, an inside joke, and where you can buy it. I won't spoil all the details, but I love that this book Zapsing Powed into existence with the line, sometimes when it was bored, Castle Slaughter liked to grow a new room. What? Seems super cool and magical until Princess Sealy's mom and dad, the king and queen of course, are ambushed and disappear. If you're interested, you can most likely find this book and the adventures of Princess Sealy's Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at your local library, or you can pick up a signed copy at the King's English Bookshop in Salt Lake City. Side note, stay tuned for the King's English episode. They're a really cool store. This leads us to our next question. Which of your characters do you feel the most connected to? With all of her amazing books and well-written characters, I thought Jessica would have a difficult time choosing just one, but nope. Jessica is most connected to Sealy in Tuesdays at the Castle. She says Sealy's family is loosely based on her own family growing up. I'm sure Jessica's real-life family didn't grow up in a castle that grew new rooms, but a lot of how Jessica felt as a 12-year-old is in Sealy. This means every time you read about Sealy's point of view, you're getting a glimpse of how Jessica thought as a preteen. So now let's see what she wants you to take away from her books. In her own words, I hope that they have a sense of fun and that they feel like they too can do anything. And finally, this last question is for you all. What advice would you give young writers and illustrators? Just like in my other videos, I like to read exactly what the author said so you can really feel the impact of their advice. You not only need to practice your craft by writing or drawing as often as you can, but you also should be reading and looking at art to see how other people do it and to develop your own likes and dislikes. To add on to our words, who inspires you? Has there been a piece of art that made you feel something? Have you read a book where you felt connected to a certain character? Next time you do, pause and think about what is making you feel that way. How can you take that feeling and put it into your work? If you want to ask her your own questions or leave Jessica Day George a note, use the link in the description. You also have the chance to meet her at these events and see for yourself that for her, it's all about the books. On that note, thank you so much for joining me and see you next time on Utah the Bookshelf. Bye!